Sydney Motorsport Park, the Bosch Motorsport live stream presented by highoctanedirect.com. It's the 2022 Yokohama World Time Attack Challenge, and Matty Cav joining Chris Diggles here on the microphone, live streaming across the world. There's a lot of people watching, and with a 2-year break, it's so good to be back here with one of the coolest events you could ever get to if you love anything to do with the automobile and everything that goes with it, including aero falling off on the main straight, which we've cleaned up the debris there. We've still got GCG Turbo Open category happening, and that little slight delay was courtesy of a little bit of debris on the main straight with a bit of aero. Yeah, we do lose a bit of carbon fibre here over the weekend, don't we?
Yeah, a little bit normally falls off. That's just, well, we're talking about this just off air then. It might be a little bit of the diffusers just come off there and it's just dragged that fender off. So that should be a fairly simple fix. You reckon they'll take that back of the pitch? And that was new in there, Rob Newen, unfortunately, with some issues there with the aero. He's still got a time though, 1:31, which is still respectable considering there's probably some improvements there now.
Oh, look, absolutely. And if this is all everyone's checkout lap, historically what we found is this session's always quick. What we found in the past is the middle of the day, the sessions were never too quick because we had a little bit of heat involved. So the track kind of does go off a little bit, the difference in tyre temperature, track temperature. It's a little bit greasy in the middle of the day, and we also find that that's a great opportunity then if you're pushing the limits of performance to find your failure in the middle of the day, which is not a good thing. You want it all to stay together. So yes, this first session we're having for everyone is great. We are changing the schedule completely, and we're going to come back and do it all in the afternoon and evening with all these categories. But right now on screen, Mr. Turbo Smart himself, Nick Cooper. He's back behind the wheel, and I reckon nearly every big head honcho of a major aftermarket company should be out there steering a flagship. This is one that he's had for a while, the Turbo Smart RX7. We are in that second GCG Turbo Open category, and it is so good to see the man out there having a go. Nick Cooper, the Turbo Smart RX7. We can also see the Rev Zone Evo there, driven by Darren Bishop, the EVO VII. So be wary. EVO VIIs, deadly weapons. And there as well, entrant number 31 being the Care 1 Power Tune Evo of Damon Ashton. That's an EVO VI. So wild machines, and again, out of the workshops all over the country. And you wait till the world's opened up again, and in the future, and also when the price of containers go down, we'll be having a lot more international competitors out here with their platforms as well. Because if you're to be measured on anything, this is kind of like the Mount Everest of Time Attack. This is where you come to prove yourself here at Sydney Motorsport Park. The world knows that now. We've got the quickest Time Attack cars in the world. I'm even more excited about the events we're going to have in the future where we haven't seen these guys come yet, because there's guys wanting to come here from the other parts of the world to be here. They're just not here yet. We know they're coming, and we know that we've got many more years to look forward to of doing this. And all these guys in the open class, well, who knows where they're going to be in a couple of years' time. They might be in a pro or pro-am situation. So here's the first couple of flyers coming through for our second session. We've seen them all flying through. We've got Damon Ashton coming through for a fly here. Now Ashton goes minute 37.138 as his first flyer. So not too bad for him. Looking at some other times that have popped up there, we've got Papadakis out there ready to do a flying lap for us too. That's John Papadakis in the Z4 GT3. Now that's a wild machine. The MR2 on screen now. Again, one of the only, well, MR2, sorry.
Lenny Slender.
Sings, of course,
Lenny Slender.
He's been racing before in the open class. So again, a mid-ship combination. Very stout indeed.
Lenny Slender
goes through and is ready to do a fly there as well. So minute 54 for Bishop. So Bishop's out for a run there too. That's Darren Bishop, the Rev Zone Evo VII. And while this is happening all on track, we've got Luffy down there with Tim Slade.
So I'm down here in the pits with Tim Slade, driver of the Extreme GTR, meant to be driving Hammerhead. Tim Slade, our 2-time World Time Attack champion. What happened with Hammerhead last night?
It died, unfortunately. The simple way of putting it. Yeah, we had a little bit of an issue with it when I went out. A pretty simple fix though, we thought, like maybe just a bit of the fly-by-wire stuff. And then Liam, the car owner, went out in the Pro-Am, and he just gave it like a sort of quick run up just to make sure it was okay and we'd fix the problem, which we had. And then yeah, there's a little hole in the side of the block now.
Well, that's never going to be a good thing. But obviously now you can focus here on the Extreme GTR. You've just had that first session there. How did the car feel? What's the potential of this car you're hoping for this weekend?
Yeah, I mean, the car felt really nice. I came down here a week or so ago to do some laps, but it was wet, so unfortunately didn't really get much of a read of what it's capable of in the dry. So got a couple of laps in yesterday, and yeah, I think the car's definitely more capable than what we just did then. So yeah, it's just more so me working out how to drive and get the most amount of speed out of it. So yeah, so far so good. Looking forward to the next session.
Well, we look forward to seeing you out there. This is a man that's very busy at the moment. Tasmania last weekend, V8 Supercars. World Time Attack this weekend. Australian Grand Prix back in the Supercars next weekend. So a man that loves his motorsport.
Yes, indeed, and you know what? Slade looks even a little trim. I mean, Slade is not exactly a heavyweight as a in stature, but he even just looks a little more trim, a little bit leaner, a little bit fitter than I've ever seen him before either. And that's great. Like him and Barton. Like I don't know who the heaviest out of the two of those two guys are, but they're both the sort of guys that you want in a time attack car, where you want to try and get it down on that minimum weight.
Yeah, exactly right. Keep it down to that minimum weight. I mean, you still got to stay very fit to be out in these cars. The sun has come out today, so it's going to warm up a little bit out on track. And I notice he keeps talking about it was a great run on a dry track. But remembering, they've had so much wet weather driving here recently. Again, even in New South Wales, they haven't had the chance to really test on a dry track. And we've got that again this weekend. It's great to see as we start to head over. Looks like we're going to get a lap done now in the 33 car there. Liam Hooper. Cross, trying to see what that is going to come in at on the timesheet there.
Of course, the Car Mods Australia in Preza. So Hooper, yeah, minute 35, 156, not bad. Minute 35, 156. We saw Papadakis go minute 59, 615 in the BMW. Bishop's earlier run there we've got to look at too. That's a great run from Bishop. Darren Bishop, he went through for a minute 33.007. So yeah, look, he's where are we? We've got Tran, Borg, Newen.
Oh no, look off here,
there, yeah.
MR2.
Oh goodness, that's not
Lenny Slender.
with a big issue, as we've just caught him on camera coming onto the main straight there. Not good at all for
Lenny Slender.
That is a horrific incident. Here we go, coming out of that final turn. We're on Papadakis at the moment, but you'll see this MR2 get the power on here, and it, again, is it a little bit of the snap oversteer with the mid-engine car? Really pushed it. That's got a lot of Porsche attributes to it, doesn't it? And look, it's a shame he's actually given that he's caught that. He's caught the concrete. You kind of wish he caught the tyre barrier just before that, but he's given that a fair nudge into the concrete and backed that MR2 in there, unfortunately. So, geez, action aplenty here at Sydney Motorsport Park. GCG Turbo Open category, and it definitely has to be a red flag situation as the rest of our competitors come off from there. It's interesting just looking in the background there, you can see just John Healy's little Datsun 1600 coming in, the competition friction car. Very nice little Datsun 1600 in there, a touch of old school, and I don't know about you, but I've owned the odd Datsun 1600 before, and I wish I never sold them. Yeah, that's plenty of damage on MR2. That is not good to see. But yeah, he was just on the power as early as he could be, and
Lenny Slender.
The result is unfortunate, but at least it's gone in backwards. So look, I would imagine that the man himself should be okay. You would say health-wise, you never know. You can definitely have your bell rung in these things if you hit anything. But you see those barriers just in front there, Matty. We wish he kind of just have caught that instead. But no, you can never really predict anything in the unpredictable world of motorsport, and that is unfortunate.
Lenny Slender.
He was a minute 48 there in attempting it. So while we're cleaning this up, we're down with Mr. Matt Mingay, I believe.